Today we'll talk about leads. East ends up in 3-note trump. South is on lead. Many beginners and maybe some experts would plunk out the ace of spades thinking they're going to take 5 spade tricks. They might play the king next and the partner's queen falls. Then East ends up winning the jack of spades. He takes 3 heart tricks, 4 diamonds and 4 clubs. That's 11 tricks. South might lead the ace of spades. Then he might change his mind and lead small. But North wins the queen and he has no more spades to lead. So he has to lead a diamond or a club. And East wins 4 diamonds, 4 clubs, 8, 2 hearts, 11 again. The book says that South should lead the 4th highest spade when he doesn't have a solid sequence or a broken sequence. So he leads count from the ace down. Ace is the highest, king second, 9, 6. The book says South should lead the 6 of spades. North, 3rd hand, should play high. The queen wins and North has another spade to play back to the South hand. And then South takes out the last spade and he gets 2 more spade tricks. For a total of 5 tricks. So that stops East from making 9 tricks. The leading the 6 of spades. If East had the queen, East would win the queen on the first trick. But if North or South get in again, South would take 4 more spade tricks. So it's still the right lead, even if it gives East a free spade trick. This time, East is in 3-note trump again and South is on lead. Some players remember that the book, usually you're supposed to lead the 4th highest, so a lot of beginners will still lead the 4 of diamonds instead of the king, and this is what happens. East gets to win a cheap trick with the 10, then he knocks out the ace of clubs, and he ends up with 4 club tricks. Diamond, 2 diamonds is 6, a heart is 7, and 3 spades is 10. So that didn't work out too well. The book says if you have a solid sequence, king, queen, jack, you should lead the king. That makes a huge difference. East may play low on the king, so you continue with the queen and keep playing diamonds until the ace is gone. Now East can't get 9 tricks without taking some club tricks, so he has to lead a club. You take your ace, cash your 2 diamond tricks. So you end up with 5 tricks again, and so that's pretty clear. A solid sequence is always a good lead if you lead you must lead the top of your sequence though. some people would lead the jack because they think it doesn't matter. I let the computer play the first card and he chose the king of diamonds, so he seemed to know what to do. But if you play the jack of diamonds, your partner will think you have no diamonds higher than a jack. So if your partner wins a trick, he probably won't play a diamond. So that it doesn't matter to you which diamond you lead, but it does matter to your partner. So you might still continue with the queen, and then I guess your partner will figure out that you have the queen and the king as well as the jack. So it probably didn't matter on this hand, but it will on some hands. This time South has a broken sequence. King, queen, skip the jack, 10. The book says you should lead the king, and East will probably play low, hoping that you'll play another diamond, and a lot of beginners will play another diamond. So then East will win the jack, then he has to drive out the ace of clubs. You might take your ace and play another diamond. The ace is gone, but when East plays another club, your partner has to win the club, and he doesn't have any diamonds to lead, so you don't get to take your 2 diamonds. And East makes his 3-note trump easily. However, if you lead the king of diamonds and your partner plays the 2, he's telling you that he doesn't have the jack. Otherwise, he might have played the 9 to scream that he has the jack, that it's safe to play a small diamond. But the 2 is pretty well clear that your partner doesn't have the jack, so you should switch to another suit. It doesn't really matter which suit you switch to. East can't get 9 tricks without taking some clubs. He can take 3 hearts and 4 spades is 7. 1 diamond is 8, but he needs a club to make 9. So when he leads the club, you should play low and hope your partner can win the club trick. Then your partner will play a diamond, and if East plays the jack, you play the queen and knock out his ace. Then he has to play another club. When you get in, you cash your 2 diamond tricks. So when you have a broken sequence, you have to play the highest card, of course. But then if your partner doesn't scream, if he tells you he doesn't have the jack, you better not play another diamond, because you'll give East 2 diamond tricks if you do. If you play the queen, he's going to take the ace and the jack will win, so that won't work. So you switch to another suit and hope your partner gets in to lead another diamond. This time you play the king of diamonds against 3-note trump, and partner will know you don't have a solid sequence because he's got the jack. So if he thinks you have 4 diamonds, which is pretty likely, he can just play the jack on your king, so you're not afraid to continue the diamond that East probably will wait till you don't have any more diamonds, till your partner doesn't have any more diamonds. But then when he leads the king of clubs, you take your ace and you cash your 2 diamonds for 5 tricks. So that was important, that your partner put the jack on your king to tell you it's safe to keep playing diamonds. He could even play the 9 on your king, but he may as well play the jack because he knows you have the 10. And even if you lead low, the 9 will drive out the ace. So that worked out okay. This time, East is in 3-note trump. You lead the king of spades. If your partner plays low by mistake, you lead another spade. He takes the ace, but he has no more spades to lead. So when he leads a diamond, East will get at least 3 club tricks. 3 diamonds is 6. 3 hearts is 9. So that wasn't a good plan. When you lead the king of spades, the book says get the high card out of the shorthand. So your partner should know that he has to get that ace out of the shorthand, even if it costs a trick, because if he doesn't take the ace on the first trick, he'll win the second trick and he won't have any spades to lead, so he must lead a spade. Now you can put in the 10 and cash the queen, dropping the jack, and you can take 2 more spade tricks. So the lesson there is that if your partner leads a high card or a low card, well, especially a high card, and you only have a doubleton ace or doubleton king, you have to put that high honor on the first trick so that you don't end up winning the second trick. That was really important, to play the ace on the king. A lot of people would not do that, especially beginners, but you have to get to the point where you would do that automatically. There's nothing to think about. If you know enough about bridge, you'll know that you have to put the ace on the king and play another spade. East ends up in 4 spades, and you're on lead. A lot of beginners would lead the ace of club, a small club, let's say. Well, let's say they lead the ace of clubs. Then East wins the king of clubs on a silver platter. Then he takes his 6 spade tricks. 2 hearts is 8. Diamond is 9. And the club is 10. So that lead gives East 10 tricks when he shouldn't have got 10 tricks. Some people would lead a small club, 4th highest, just like against a no trump contract. But against trump contracts, the leads are different. Probably leading to 3 is probably the worst lead that you can make, because there might be a singleton club in the dummy and East wins the king, and then you don't even get your ace. But anyway, let's say you lead the queen of diamonds instead. That's always a good lead against any contract. Declare, probably take the ace. He'll probably get the kids off the street. Take the trump out. All the trump are out. Then he can cash the ace of hearts over to the king. Play another heart. Has to trumpet. And you don't gain tricks when you trump with the 5-card suit, because all the trump are out and those 4 spades belong to East without trumping anything. Now he has no choice but to go to the dummy to lead a club. So he leads a club hoping that North has the ace, has to play doesn't matter which club. If he plays the 10, your queen wins. He'll probably play the king. You take your ace and you cash your queen of clubs. And you take your 2 diamond tricks. And you ended up with 4 tricks instead of just 3. So you put the East down in 4 spades. He went down 1 because you refused to lead a club. Leading a club is one of the worst leads. A low club is worse than leading the ace. If you lead a low club, there might be a singleton in the dummy, and then you don't even get your ace. But yeah, so the book says if you insist on leading a club, it's mandatory that you lead your ace, because at least you get 1 trick. However, that helps East make his 10 tricks, and you would be handing the contract to East on a silver platter by leading a small club or the ace of clubs. So against trump contracts, we don't make active leads unless the opponents ask for aces and then stopped at the 5 level. Then it would probably be right to lead the ace of clubs, because you would know they were missing 2 aces, and if you don't take your ace, you might not get your ace. When the bidding is very strong, then it probably is right to lead aces. But against a 4 spade contract, if the dummy had shown a long solid suit, if East opened a spade and West jumped to 3 diamonds, then it might be right to lead the ace of clubs, because East will discard all his losers on the diamond suit. But when there's no indication of somebody having a long suit, it's best just to make a passive lead, and this queen of diamonds is probably your best lead, top of a solid sequence. East ended up in 6 spades, and Most people would plunk out the ace of clubs. However, possibly the bidding would tell you not to do that if East opened a spade and West bid 2 clubs or 3 clubs. It'd probably be very dangerous to lead your ace of clubs. But let's continue. So East trumps your ace of clubs, and then he takes out all the spades, ending up in the dummy. Then he takes all his club tricks, and he discards 3 diamonds. And he makes his slam because you plunked out your ace of clubs. Normally, people would lead an ace against a slam, but even if you led a small club, East could get rid of 1 diamond, but he would still have 2 diamond losers and nowhere to get rid of them. If he played a club from the dummy later, he would have to trump the club or let you have the ace, and then you would, so I think he would still make 6 spades if you let a small club. So, yeah. So probably the best lead is a queen of diamonds, which is a partial sequence. You're hoping that your partner has either the 10 or the king or the ace or 2 of them or whatever, and it turns out North has both the king and the 10, so East will probably take his ace of diamonds, and then he has to get the kids off the street. Before he takes the ace of spades, he'll probably play the king of clubs, hoping that North has the ace and that he can trump the ace, and when the ace doesn't appear, he has to throw a diamond loser away, and then you grab your ace of clubs and cash your 2 diamond tricks. He's already down, but now he's down 2. So that was an important lesson, that leading aces against a slam is not always a good idea. But if you listen to the bidding and East opened a spade and West bid 2 clubs, you would know it was very dangerous to lead a club. Besides, you have a much better lead, the queen of diamonds. Probably can't go wrong by leading the queen of diamonds. So that's a bit of a lesson on leads. There are good leads and bad leads. You can go on the internet and just type good leads and bad leads against trump contracts or against no trump contracts, and there's plenty to read about it.